Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the very specific thing of feeling the pressure of celebrating holidays when you're single and you're in your mid-30s. Now for me personally, celebrating holidays single in my mid-30s is very different than celebrating holidays single in my mid-20s. The thing about this age is that all of my friends are in really different places in their lives. We just had Halloween, Thanksgiving is coming up, the holidays are coming up, and there's always this massive amount of pressure to celebrate these holidays, to have them documented on the internet, and to actually have a good time, when in reality, a lot of us are dealing with a lot of internal struggles that people would never know about. For me particularly, one of these really internal struggles is not having a main friend group. And I remember last year feeling some kind of way seeing everyone posting pictures from their Friendsgivings and not being invited to any holiday parties last year. And even Halloween, my favorite holiday, like me and my best friend went somewhere. And every single one of my other friends was doing something completely and entirely different. I find that a lot of the times we're not all in the same place, and there is an inherent loneliness to that. So I think something really important to remember is to try not to compare yourself to other people, because that is a guaranteed recipe for unhappiness and insecurity. If you can really stay hyper-focused in your lane and listen to your intuition about what do you want to do? How do you want to celebrate? Then you could go ahead and take the action steps and make the effort to make those things happen. For me, I spend a lot of time sulking sometimes and feeling bad for myself because I'm like, oh, why isn't my life more glamorous than I thought it would be at this age? And I just am inundated with things and having experiences online, and I start to compare myself, and I have to really mentally make a switch and be like, that's why I'm unhappy. Let's find 5 things we're grateful for right now. Even with Halloween, it's my favorite holiday, but this year and last year and every single other year, on the actual day of the holiday, I am illuminated with anxiety. I always feel like there's electric eels running through my entire nervous system on the day of actual Halloween, because there's so much pressure to slay your costume and document it and make sure you have the transition on TikTok and the photos for Instagram and pics or it didn't happen, right? And then the year before, I just stayed home alone. Well, I hung out with my mom, but I just think that we shouldn't be feeling bad about ourselves if we're not celebrating in a capitalistic, patriarchal way, or the way society thinks we should be celebrating. It's one thing if we want to do that, right? It's one thing if we're being called to do that, but it's another thing to want to stay in, want to be alone. You are an introvert, you want to stay cozy. I just don't ever think there should be shame about that just because it looks different than what society says we should do. We need to be a lot more accepting of people's ranges and their multidimensionality. And I don't know about you, but I for sure feel some kind of way with post-holiday depression, especially because the way I celebrated, even though I was with one of my closest friends and he made it really fun for me, the night was so different than what I had envisioned, and I really just wanted whimsical, magical dancing in a really cool space, but it ended up just being kind of spooky. So sometimes when we have really high expectations, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. I think if we can just work on being in the present moment and not spiraling about the past or spiraling about the future, then I think we're much more likely to have a good time. And also, if anyone has the ability, planning things out a bit tends to alleviate that anxiety. I know that if I wait till the last minute or if I don't reach out to anyone, I'm just setting myself up for some kind of disappointment. But if you're intentional, I think you can create a really lovely experience for yourself. And I think we can all get rid of the stigma that being alone or lonely is actually a bad thing. There's a lot of empowerment in choosing your own destiny. So I don't know, y'all. I have no idea if this one made any kind of sense this week, but all I'm wanting to do is make someone out there feel less alone if they're feeling some type of way. And if they're feeling really overwhelmed for the upcoming season, just take a breath with me and try and do something nice for yourself. And until next time, bye.